What's up, my ninja?
What up, my ninja? That's
I keep saying my when it's ma ninja.
Right? And you're supposed to be smooth, so you should know these things intuitively.
I really should. But hey, we're here anyways, and we're excited because it's another day. Oh God.
It's another day to talk about anime.
Yes. We're super excited.
So excited. This episode is actually the first one in a couplet. We do couplet episodes, y'all, in series. This
or pairs.
First.
Pairs works too.
Yeah, so this is the first episode in the sushi series. And this one is, what, yours versus mine or something like that?
We are super excited about today's episode. Why?
I'm hype.
Why are you hyped too much?
Because we're about to do many things, like discuss anime and talk about this series, the sushi series, because y'all still raw.
That's right. So the way we do things here is we do episodes in pairs or couplets, if you will. And what we try to do is with each 2 episodes, we have a theme. Last 2 episodes was the training wheels.
Because y'all still are being guided by us and had the, little squeaky wheels and holding y'all hands and stuff.
But they're off now.
The training wheels are off. But y'all still raw.
Y'all still raw. So now we're just going to give you a little bit more knowledge. And we both have come to realize that we have very
differing
ways.
Separate but equal, but mine are better.
What? Ways of approaching anime.
Yes.
And so because of that, in this conflict that was born of our 2 methods, we bring to you favorites from yesteryear. Parentheses, seminal works versus the starter pack.
The starter pack just makes more sense, but you'll see.
They'll see what the starter pack is. Yeah. Seminal works. So, what do we mean when we say seminal works?
No, what do you mean when you say seminal works?
In my belief, in the smooth person's doctrine, for those who are smooth, it's best to look at each of these decades, the 80s, the 90s, 2010s, and see how anime has slowly evolved while highlighting the seminal works, the works that most represent that era and those trends that existed in that time. How does that work for you?
Are you finished?
I'm done.
Good for you. So, that's cool, but if you just want to watch anime now, that's dope, and not read a whole doctrine and just dope stuff, starter pack.
But history.
Watch that.
Oh, is that your saying now?
No, it's just it.
Can I say?
Gotta
it with
watch
you?
that. It's dope.
Can I say it with you?
Starter pack.
Watch that. Starter pack. Watch that. Psych. Anyways, let's stop horsing around and just jump into the real stuff, okay? 70s anime.
But not the show.
So, 70s anime is where we want to start from, even though anime has roots back in the 1910s.
That's so early, smooth person. The 1910s. Happy we're skipping 60 years.
You know what? It's good that you asked that question.
Yes.
This is why.
There you go, Billy.
The reason why we want to start with the 70s is because anime actually takes a lot of its inspiration from the Western world. But in the 70s is when anime actually began to branch off, in its own way to become what we now recognize as anime.
You don't say, sport. Tell me more.
Will do, bucko. Other things that are pretty cool with anime in the 70s is the way that the style was. Characters' faces were pretty simplistic. So they couldn't make, the wrinkles in too much his forehead. They couldn't do that. Not that they couldn't, but they didn't. The characters just had very lanky bodies. Sometimes they were either completely exaggerated or they looked more realistic than anything.
Oh, so just basic.
Yeah. Think of your characters such as Lupin the Thief. Okay, check this out. Now, you could have characters like Lupin, or you could have characters like the Ninja Science Team Space Force Gotcha Man. I probably messed that name up.
or in the States known as Battle of Planets. But point is they had giant robots.
Yeah.
Giant robots, and then there was Gundams and giant robots. Giant robots are a thing. Like,
yeah.
Like, can I see the thing? Can I see the thing?
Lead it.
Ow.
You can attribute a lot of the popular franchises today to anime that started in the 70s.
So Super Space Ninja Space Battle Team is like
You forgot Gotcha Man.
Gotcha Man is like inspired by. They inspired the Power Rangers. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
There was this genre trope type called Super Sentai Power Rangers type people, but like live action people in Japan, which was inspired by Super Space Ninja Samurai.
Gotcha Man.
Gotcha Man. So Gotcha Man was made Power Rangers eventually. Long story short. So yeah, it's influential.
Yeah. That's the 70s.
The 80s. I thought we agreed to do this, not this. Okay, 80s. Hello people. Hello everybody. So yeah, the 70s were cool and all, but they didn't really quite. I mean, people was kind of goofy. But in the 80s, there was a significant evolution in the quality of the artwork. Even some of y'all that don't really know anime at all might have heard of series and shows kind of like Dragon Ball or Robotech.
Old school stuff.
But not just the art style, the contents changed and evolved. Much more stuff like fantasy, like Dragon Ball, and much more mature themes and all, talking about existentialism.
Why am I here? What's the point of life?
What's it mean to be human? And one of the other flagships around this time was this movie called Akira.
Oof.
Now, Akira was dope just because, I mean, first of all, I think that the word Akira sounds cool. Akira. Sounds like a leopard or a car or something like that, right? Akira was different in the sense that, aside from just sounding cool, the story was existential, talking about life and humanity and freedom in a metropolis and in a future and cyberpunk stuff.
So in the 80s, we're seeing a lot more commentary from anime studios.
And also, just again, back to Akira, because Akira was watch that joint. The backgrounds and all we used to be kind of faded. Like back in the 70s, main characters would look detailed, but the backgrounds would be kind of like just vague and opaque.
Just there.
But in the 80s, you see everything. Like you see the corner of his hair follicle with the shiny thing in it. You would see it in the animes now in the 80s.
If I was animated.
If you were animated, of course. But
yeah.
Now, in the episode, hopefully you animate stuff as we're talking so that the viewers can see stuff.
Are we making requests now on camera?
Point is, the 80s was just a leap in overall quality in the art of storytelling, in the contents and the topics, not just basic stuff.
It's a great decade.
I will say it wasn't the best decade in anime. America didn't quite leap on and latch on the American people in diaspora.
Such bias.
Diaspora. I meant zeitgeist. It hasn't hopped on the American zeitgeist just yet.
You see, this is why we have our seminal works and starter pack stuff. No decade is better than the other. None.
The next decade is better than every decade.
No.
For anime, I digress. But the next decade got some. A lot of 90s.
It is not my usual self to be out of character, but I will say this. This is the best decade.
So you're saying that 90s is gas?
It's gas.
It's gas.
We're biased because we were born in this period.
Were we?
Were you?
I don't know.
I was.
Do they know?
Does it matter?
It's gas. It's gas. It's got DBZ,
why is it okay.
One Piece. What are some other ones?
Yu Yu Hakusho, Rurouni Kenshin,
Hunter x Hunter.
Hunter x Hunter.
Naruto was at the end, and it got popular during the 2000s, but the origin was 1999, the last year of the 90s.
Yeah. And in this year, there are a number of changes that have taken place in the anime medium. For one...
May I?
Why?
You. Because, so the 90s are when they got popular in the U.S., and we're from the U.S. I think we're in the U.S. So is that what you were going to say?
Yes.
Whoopsie.
You just stole all the fun out of it.
Freak out, yo!
Gas.
Yeah, so we have to kind of rein ourselves in because we realized that we didn't really say much about what 90s anime, like, as far as the style, like, how did it change. It's still gas.
It's still gas.
It's still
Sorry.
gas.
Can't contain myself. Just
as long as we had that, laid out and clear and concrete. It's a staple of this show that the 90s anime is gas, and we don't care what you think that's going to be that way. Yes. But how did the style change compared to, like, the 80s and the 70s?
Well, they got better technology, and by result, the characters' faces would be simpler, I guess.
Yeah.
Sometimes they'd have tiny noses, or even sometimes no noses.
Yeah.
The characters' chins were all like pointy, pointy chins.
Stabby chins.
Pointy chins, and just less crazy in that sense. Often enough, not always, but often enough.
I just started thinking, like, imagine if people just went, assaulting each other with their chins.
Chin assault? Stabby chin assault.
I don't like you.
Okay.
Your collarbone. But no, yes.
Currently, now, anime is hella popular. I mean, hell, we can talk about this and it'd be cool.
Yeah.
So, I think this era set the foundation of the successor generation, following generations.
Yeah.
And he still got that gas, you know what I'm saying? But
it's the foundation for, what a lot in the Western world see as anime now.
yeah.
Cool? Are we satisfied with that?
Gas.
I'm satisfied.
2000s. So I remember I was live during this time and I was like, Y2K, is it really a thing? And I would watch Toonami. I think they had like a
yeah.
Yeah, Toonami, right?
Love Toonami,
I think they had like a Y2K bug like event type thing, like what's gonna happen on Y2K? Come welcome the new year with our new anime block. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, this is Toonami. If again you grew up on 90s anime, or even now, I think Toonami made a comeback recently.
I think they still have with Adult Swim maybe. They did a collaboration.
Yeah, they were one of the pretty much the main source of programming for anime in the 2000s, and a lot of the anime that were popular in the late 90s just took off,
like
because of Toonami.
Naruto, prime example. Kagebushi no, okay, all that. Bleach, and One Piece. They were what was back then called the big three most popular type of shonen. Y'all know what shonen is.
Yeah.
Three most three of shonen popular Japan.
Yes.
Yes.
We also saw that as far as style goes, a lot of the hair wasn't looking like, this guy here, with just peaks at the top. It actually, but it goes in various, different ways. Hair is still different, We saw a lot of digital coloring, so a lot of the colors were a lot more vivid, more bright.
Like Kirby.
Yeah. Lighting could be reflected a lot better. In
much
anime,
better, much
and
better.
all of
much
these
better.
things again drew in a lot more fans into the art medium.
What were some other popular ones in the 2000s?
Oh, one of my favorites, Samurai Champloo.
Oh wow, okay.
It's from the same group that created Cowboy BeBop. And this one, we don't need to get too much detail because we can cover it down the road. But it's another one that merged music, modern music at least, with the anime art form.
Yes.
And it's
pays
just
homage, really pays homage to it.
Yeah. So just to sum it, the 2000s just really built on what the 90s foundation was.
Yeah.
And with more support in the Western world, anime spreads like wildfire.
Like an inferno infesting these fields of unknown people, but the anime shall enlighten them.
And now, boys and girls, we are here to the anime that we have today. And the changes have been just vast and great. You have a lot more CGI being used.
Wait, so that's more of the same thing then? More CGI, right?
I mean, yeah, technology just really taking,
But is it better?
Form.
But is it better CGI?
Not always, but it can be used in a lot more unique ways, some creative ways. You also see new art styles coming to the forefront as well. Anime is reaching a peak. Oh, other thing.
Capacity.
Hair. So hair doesn't look more like his. Looks more like mine in a way that it actually falls naturally.
Oh, the characters' hairstyles.
Yes.
Oh, you're talking.
That's
about,
another
you're talking
change in
trash.
art
Okay.
style too that we want to note. So again, you see much less of this.
This is cool though. This is cool. Just,
Again, leave it. I'm sure that you might have come across certain titles such as JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure was adapted before, like in the 90s, but it was readapted in the 20 teens, in the
2010s now.
in the nows. They're totally different. Like it's the same character, but totally different.
It just looks so much. It looks so much better because at the end of the day, anime is a visual art form.
You should cut a clip of Fate Stay Night or Fate. There's this series called Fate that was also reimagined in the early 2000s, and then readapted again in the later 2000s by a different studio. But it looks way better.
I should do that? Is that what you want me to do?
Well, I might be doing the editing this time. Whoever does the editing.
What?
We can crop this out.
I don't know what to say for him right now.
No, but seeing is believing, and the fights just look crisper.
They do look pretty
Crisper.
cool. So now we have taken you through the 70s on to now.
90s was still gas. My list is better, but the 90s was gas. I'll vouch that much for him.
So this is the seminal works, right? So now we are finally moving on to those who like to rush ahead and not take into account history or roots.
Oh, starter pack. Let's talk about that. Starter pack. I'm about that. So, speaking of that, every item that's I listed on this is, but I can't say that because reasons. So I'm gonna say it's gas. It's all gas. Little bits of elevation sprinkled everywhere. And to help you guys ingest and really understand my craft, 2 categories: movies and shows.
Yep.
Some of the shows, each one was individually selected because they represents part of the greater zeitgeist that is anime. Some of which, such as My Hero Academia,
Which is a great example of something that's shonen but also super popular
right now. And another one that's just way more mature, Cowboy BeBop.
Oh yeah, which is a classic.
Just gas, and there's a third one, but I don't want to give too many numbers away. But just know that there are some that are funny. Or go ahead.
Can I give one? There's one you might have not heard about, but again, we thought it'd be a great idea as a starter pack would be one called Paprika. When you watch it, make sure you look for some certain similarities.
Is that a show or a movie?
It's a movie.
Talking about shows. Talking about shows.
Oh, we're talking about shows?
It's a shows.
Oh, snap.
So what he meant to say was Aggretsuko, which is a great one that you know about because unlike the other two, it's funny. It's slice of life.
It's lighthearted. It doesn't deal
lighthearted.
with too many dark subjects. Except for the grind. The 9-to-5 grind.
Anyway,
Movies.
So Paprika. Tell me about Paprika.
Paprika is just, let's say, a fantasy anime. It's a movie, of course. And I don't want to ruin it too much, but it has to do with dreams and investigating dreams.
Huh. It kind of sounds like you're making a dig at Chris Nolan because he ripped it. But I digress. What I want to say next is another movie that was not ripped, but was referenced earlier, Akira.
Oh, yeah.
Akira is just... I'm going to change my lines up for Akira because it deserves... Can you tell, like, Akira's just... I'm sorry, gas. In terms of storytelling, it talked about serious content and cyberpunk stylistically, and visually it was like, bro, what? You don't have to go through the whole bunch of stuff to find that good gas. Every single show and movie selected in this starter pack is quality. He has fluff.
And when I got fluff?
I don't know. 2 things to be true at the same time, but one be more true. So the point is, starter pack about that. You should be too.
Yeah. Again, we're going to take care of you guys. So you can either take the history path, Or that doesn't sound cool when I say it. You can take the evolution path. There you go. The evolution path. Or you can take the starter pack. Does that work for you?
I didn't like the way.
Starter pack.
So we back, and that was the starter pack, and that jam was gas, right? I know I made it. So Smooth Person, you did your thing, and that was conventional, fictional. What was it about again?
I did the proper thing. I decided that we should go through the path of learning and history through the decades and finding the seminal works.
90s is gas. I'm gonna give it, but my starter pack just gas, don't stop.
No, we agree. Definitely the 90s decade is gas. We're in there. This was part 1 of the sushi series, Seminal Works v Starter Pack. And while y'all stew on that, we're going to be working on another thing that's a little 3 words.
Talking about the
letters.
future. Talking about the future. Next episode, the future.
Yes.
Preview next episode. That's what we're doing right now.
That's what we're doing right now. Yes.
Next episode, 3 letters.
We're doing that right now.
Yes. This is real life live. Gas.
In smooth speak, what we're gonna do here is we're actually gonna go give you guys an actual, like, I guess, a test run of our review system, which is the gas, trash, and ain't mad system. The G T A.
Okay, let's not do that. GAT system, Jitsu.
You know, I think this light is like burning your mind right now. It's gonna be dope. Y'all are gonna love it. Until next time, my ninja.
Wait, they talk to us. Y'all can talk to us.
Oh yeah,
Y'all can talk to us in social media because we have a Instagram page.
Yeah, it's myninja.anime.
myninja.anime at wherever the Instagram handle.
Again, I am Too Smooth.
Too much, the much man.
And y'all, stay up.
That was good.
That was a good slap.
Watch this.